You rarely see these guys as pinned on a sprint stage as you saw today. And I'd imagine tomorrow's more of the same. That's going to give Pogačar the advantage. But it's very hard for me to go against Mathieu van der Poel on a day like today. Pogačar's got bigger fish to fry later in this race. Yeah. Mathieu van der Poel came 4 stages just like this.
Hi, I'm Spencer Martin, along with Johan Bruyneel, and this is Outcomes. Outcomes is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this podcast should be considered financial advice. Please gamble responsibly, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, seek help from a professional resource. Hosts and guests may have financial interest in the bets discussed. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Everybody, welcome back to Outcomes. I'm Spencer Martin. I'm here with Johan Bruyneel. We're predicting stage 2 of the Tour de France, the longest stage of the race, 209 kilometers. Goes through the hills, the steep hills of northern France, potentially French Flanders. Johan will tell us if that's true or not later in the show when we get into who's going to win. I'll list off the odds. I'm cherry picking the best odds, and I'll try to call out when we select our riders where the best odds are. In the meantime, if you're wondering, where can I bet? I would love to bet, but I just don't know how to. Well, NextBets has partnered with us. So you just have to go to nxtbets.com/bet outcomes, and you'll be taken to a page that shows you exactly where to bet, where you live, personalized by where you're browsing from, and it shows you the best sign-up bonuses for the specific books that you can bet with. So check that out. The link is in the show notes. But the favorite for the stage, it's an uphill finish. So, of course, Mathieu van der Poel at plus 180, Tadej Pogačar second at plus 400, Wout van Aert at plus 1,000, Thibaut Nice at plus 1,200, Axel Laurence at plus 2,800, Jonathan Milan at plus 3,300, Biniam Girmay plus 3,400, Jasper Philipsen at plus 4,000, Jonas Vingegaard at plus 4,500. There's like a random generator came up with a list of riders, Johan. I've never seen a sprint stage and mountain stage so like smashed together. But who do you think is going to win this thing? Last time we came here, by the way, was 2012. Peter Sagan won in an uphill, maybe one of the more impressive finishes, like uphill finishes I've ever seen. He had enough time to sit up and like pretend to be running on his bike. Really an iconic win for him.
Yeah. Well, as you say, longest stage of the Tour de France, 209 kilometers. Earlier, like 20, 30 years ago, that was just a normal stage. But anyways, things have changed a lot. They go a lot faster nowadays. This is a hard final. It's a hard stage, actually. It's nothing compared to today. Today was flattish. Tomorrow, not at all the case, especially the final. The last 10 kilometers, there's 2 climbs of like 1 kilometer, a steep climb of about 10%, and then straight after another almost a kilometer, 9%. And then there's like about 5 kilometers to the bottom of the last drag. That's not a KOM, but it's still 1 kilometer at around 3.5-4%. So I think in the final, Spencer, it's going to break up. It's not going to be a bunch. Sprinters can't make it tomorrow. This would usually be like a Sagan, right? In the Sagan of the good days, this was ideal for him. You could say, okay, this is Thibaut Nice, or like in back in the days, Philippe Gilbert would be there or something like that. The way these riders right now ride, the GC guys, it's completely different. If you look today, deep in the final, it was actually Jonas Vingegaard who took the initiative and made the split, started the movement to make the split. So I think tomorrow, the strong guys are going to be in front. I think Tadej Pogačar wins this. Jonas is going to be able to follow him. I think a kilometer climb is not long enough to drop him, but he's fast. I can see attacks on that third. The third last climb, 1 kilometer, 10%. Pogačar goes full gas. And there's a select little group, and he wins it in the sprint. Plus 400 is good odds. I know that there's a bigger favorite who you were going to pick, but I'm going to pick Tadej Pogačar to win the stage tomorrow.
It's a pretty good pick. Plus, you're not often going to see Tadej Pogačar at plus 400 on a tough uphill finish. So it is potentially like a once in a lifetime opportunity to get these odds. And you're right, it is a tough stage. 2,000 meters of climbing. 3-4 categorized climbs, and it's up and down all day. You would know this region better than I would because you're from very close to it. It looks brutal. I mean, as we saw today, just like nervous, hard racing all the time. Like you rarely see these guys as pinned on a sprint stage as you saw today. And I'd imagine tomorrow's more of the same. That's going to give Pogacar the advantage. But it's very hard for me to go against Mathieu van der Poel on a day like today. Pogacar's got bigger fish to fry later in this race. Yeah. Mathieu van der Poel came 4 stages just like this. I've put everything left in my DraftKings account on Mathieu van der Poel at plus 180. So hope he wins, or else I'll have to beg the household to let me put more money in that account. But I'm going with Van der Poel to win this stage. This is what he came here for.
Yeah, I think he's the right favorite number one. And especially also, he was in that split this morning today, He, I mean, a part of winning the stage, he can also take the yellow jersey tomorrow, which is a huge motivation. I don't think Philipsen can keep the jersey. But Van der Poel's there, and Van der Poel is probably not going to get dropped. I mean, they would have to go really, 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 really super fast, and they will on that 1 kilometer, 10% climb. But Van der Poel can do those efforts, 1 kilometer is that he can do that. And on top of that, if he gets in trouble, and I think it's only on that climb of 1 kilometer, 10%, I think it's only Tadej and Jonas who maybe he cannot follow. He's not going to be far behind, and he will make it back. Because if Tadej and Jonas get away by themselves, they're not going to collaborate 100%. And Mathieu is not going to be far enough behind to not make it back. That's what I could envision. So I back you up completely with Mathieu van der Poel at 180. That's a good choice.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because it's what we saw that 2 years ago in the Basque Country, where Tadej and Jonas get away. They look at each other. I mean, we saw this last year at the Tour multiple times, where Jonas, it's a very smart strategy. He just will not work with Pogacar because he doesn't want to get dropped. And then also, what's he going to pull Pogacar to this uphill finish? Pogacar wins. Vingegaard loses time. Why would you do that? It is kind of funny if I think about it. Why was Jonas working with Pogacar and Van der Poel at stage 1 of the Dauphiné? Now that I think about it, that is kind of strange. But what did we see there? Vingegaard attacks, Pogacar goes with him, and Van der Poel's with him. And he was like still building back from his injury then. So I think you're right. Yeah. I don't think Van der Poel's going to get dropped. I do think if Van der Poel or Pogacar does not win this, it's because this finish is ripe for like tactical wrinkles, let's call them. Like things could get weird. I don't think a early breakaway is going to stay away. I think the climbs are too hard and the speed will be too fast behind. But if someone attacks from the front group, even like, let's say 30K to go, there's a 9% climb over a kilometer long. Like stuff could get difficult to control, especially if Jonas and Tadej are in the peloton. They're not going to worry about, let's say, Matteo Jorgensen riding away, like getting a little bit of time.
Spencer, attacks from 30K to go won't make it, I think, because even if, it's so important to be in good position on those 2 steep climbs in the final, that the nervousness and the stress of the peloton will already take care of any breakaway. They're not going to get far ahead, even if you attack on one of those earlier climbs with 30K to go. So I can more envision a late attack, like the 2 last climbs, the steep climbs, they get away, 3-4 guys, whatever, they look at each other, and then somebody comes from behind because they don't find each other to collaborate. And from 5 to go to 1 to go, it's downhill and flattish. And that's where a move can go by somebody who's not Jonas and Tadej and Mathieu. A little bit the same like when the Yates brothers went away in the Basque Country in stage 1 or 2. Was it one stage 1 in the Tour?
It was stage 1. Where you had the Yates.
Stage 1. Yeah. So, they were not there. They came back and then they sneaked away because the other 2 were looking at each other. I could see that as a potential alternative for somebody else to win. and I'm going to pick Kevin Vauquelin. Kevin Vauquelin he's a good rider. He's in good shape. He just finished, I think, second? I think he finished second or no, third in the French championships. He was strong. Did a great Tour de Suisse. So I could see him be there, probably not going to be right with them on those little climbs, but he can make it back in case there's some hesitation, and he could take advantage and take a flyer. And if you have 15, 20 seconds at the bottom of that last climb, 1 kilometer, 1.2 kilometer at 3.8%, you can keep it. So Kevin Vauquelin, he's plus 8,000. So I think that's a really, really good price for a wild card.
I like that price a lot. I mean, he's red hot right now. He was second at Tour of Switzerland. Also, do you remember who won stage 2 of the Tour de France last year? It was Kevin Vauquelin. Yeah. A different type of stage. I think the win would be different, but it's like same thing where he's so strong, right? And he's so strong, but he's not going to be marked, and he can use that strength to like hold off GC riders locked in a tactical battle behind. I think that's a very good pick. I'm going to go with someone else though. And I hope I'm not wrong here, but I think people are sleeping on this guy. They're putting dirt on the grave too early. Wout van Aert plus 1,000. Now, Wout van Aert, think about that. On this type of stage is plus 1,000. Mm-hmm. I have to bite on that. I mean, you won't see that very often. So, is he sick? We don't know. Did he make the front group today? No. But you know what we saw at the Giro? We saw him look terrible, and he was counted out, and then he wins stage 9 and he outsprints the guy who finishes second overall on a tough climb. So I'm going to go with Van Aert. I think people are sleeping on him. Plus 1,000.
Yeah. We don't know. We have no confirmation, but more or less the same happened with Wout than just before the Giro. He also reportedly was sick. Now he wasn't able to start the Belgian championships because of a stomach bug, apparently. He was at the start. Actually, he was in the team hotel. So, it's not like he faked some kind of illness or something. And certain people have said that, it was not serious and that it was kind of fake because, in Belgium, it's an obligation for every professional to participate in the Belgian championships.
I didn't know that. Unless
you have it is.
Whoa.
But, in that case, he would never have gone to the team hotel. He until he woke up and at breakfast, he went down for breakfast and said, "Hey, I'm not good." And he went home. So we don't know. We don't know if that's the reason why he was not there today, or if it's just, a moment of not paying attention, or if it's because he's doesn't want to be fighting for position and really wants to save himself for when it really matters. But he definitely has the qualities to win a stage like tomorrow.
And we have seen him opting out of these fast sprint stages, at least as a stage contender. Jonas had people with him. Wout didn't need to be up there. I think, we saw him at the Giro, like almost picking stages. Like, I want to try to win this one, not like in the past where he tries to win everything and finishes between second and fifth on every stage of the Tour. I think he's strong. I wouldn't rule him out. I like it. But let's take a quick
good pick. Plus 1,000. That's a good price
for Wout van Aert. It's wild stuff. But let's take a quick break to hear from our partner, and then we will be back and we'll get your head-to-head picks, Johan. Everybody, this episode is brought to you by Hims. You might have noticed something about this Tour de France other than the riders are all incredibly fast on their bike, but some of the best riders in the world have something in common. Other than that, it's fantastic hair. And we may never be as fast as them, but it doesn't mean we can't all copy their incredible heads of hair with Hims. Hims makes it simple with doctor-trusted, clinically proven treatments like finasteride and minoxidil, which are shown to regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You can choose from chewable, spray, serums, whatever fits your routine best. And the best part, it's 100% online. No office visits, no awkward pharmacy pickups. Just answer a few questions and a licensed provider will determine if treatment is right for you. If it is, they'll ship it straight to your door discreetly and free of charge. No insurance needed. One low price covers everything: the treatment, the shipping, and the ongoing medical support. Join hundreds of thousands of guys who've already used Hims to regrow their hair and get your confidence back with a visibly thicker mop up there. Start your free visit online today at hims.com/themove. That's Hims, HIMS.com/themove, spelled out THEMOVE, for your personalized hair loss treatment options. Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. All right, back to the show. All right, so we're back. The Johan's head-to-heads. Everyone loves these. I love them. Can't wait to have them back. So we didn't do them on stage one because feels like, what reference point would we even have trying to pick head-to-head on stage one of the Tour de France? And I'm glad we didn't, because that stage did not turn out like we thought it would. Both of our guys stuck behind, not in the lead group. But first one, this is on FanDuel in the US is where I'm pulling these from. Jonas Vingegaard -172 versus Mateusz Skelmoza +176. So if you don't know this, if you bet $100 on, you would have to bet $172 to win $100 on Jonas Vingegaard. You would have to bet $100 to win $176 on Skelmoza. So Vingegaard is the favorite here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tomorrow's stage, Jonas, with what I've seen today, he has great legs. Yeah. Even at -170?
-172, not that bad, actually.
Yeah. Jonas gets in front of Matthias Skelmoza tomorrow.
I mean, Mateusz Skelmoza didn't even make the front group today.
Yeah, he had a few problems. I think he had 2 bike changes and was kind of, today was actually a really hard stage. If you look at, how people were suffering in the back, and whatever problem you had, they were fighting to get back and they did not recover. It was almost 47 kilometers average speed. It was really, really hard.
Well, we always joke about how people, they're wimps now, the riders, because the stages are shorter. But this was so not, Spencer. I feel like in the past you would see you'd be kind of relaxing on it. There's just people cruising around on these sprint stages. Today was like a crit that was almost 4 hours long. He went towards the back.
You see there's 5 riders in front. They never got more than 2 minutes. They got caught. Then 2 guys go. They never get more than a minute. And that's it, And yeah.
Yeah, and drop back to the car.
First of all, it's the speed physically, and also the stress of the nervousness in the peloton takes a lot out of you too.
Yeah. So next one, Remco Evenepoel -126 versus Primož Roglič -108. So the book's taking a cut here.
Primož.
He used to be very good at these types of stages. Mathieu van der Poel -205, Tadej Pogačar +150.
Okay. I chose Pogačar to win, but I kind of agree with you that Mathieu van der Poel is the favorite.
This one's kind of interesting though, because, what if Van der Poel just has an issue or doesn't win? He's not going to try, right? He's not going to try to get 5th, but Pogačar is going to try to be as high up as possible.
Yeah. Let's go. It's positive. It's Pogačar's positive, no? It's
plus positive. Yeah, +150, which is pretty good price.
Then let's go for Pogačar.
Okay. Oscar Onley -172. Santiago Buitrago. Haven't thought about him for a minute. +126.
Oscar Onley.
I feel like he's got the hot hand right now.
Yeah.
Julian Alaphilippe -116. Clément Champuzan -116. Did we know what happened to Alaphilippe today? Was that just a mechanical issue?
No. He was dead. Really bad.
Yeah, that looked. It was shocking.
I didn't see any mechanic. He may have been held up by a crash or something, but I didn't see him crash or anything. Didn't see a bike change. He was just not good. And then we all know he doesn't ride. He doesn't ride for GC. So it would be, and he kind of knows he can. The prime Alaphilippe would probably be one of the favorites to win the stage tomorrow, right? But
yeah.
I think those times are gone. Although he was in pretty good shape in the Tour of Switzerland, but still
doesn't have to win though. Just has to be Clément Champuzan.
And where was Champoussin today? Also dropped,
So,
I guess.
Yeah, it's a really funny head-to-head because it's two riders. Champoussin was 147th. He was 5.5 minutes behind the winner. Alaphilippe was 173rd, 6.5 minutes behind.
Yeah.
So now they're.
I think Alaphilippe doesn't even try tomorrow. Neither does Champoussin. So it's they have no chance. I mean, it's most of the guys won't. I mean, once they're gonna come in the final in the last 20K, it's gonna be really, really fast. Alaphilippe and Champoussin won't fight for position. And it's going to split. Unavoidably, it's going to split, and they're not going to sprint. So it's a difficult one. I'm going to sit out on this one.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the smart move. Is Champoussin going to be working for anybody? I guess would be the question.
No.
So that is maybe not a smart idea to bet on that because you're just like betting on a coin flip, basically.
Who did they have? Astana.
Well,
or XDS,
Astana, it would be like Mike Tunison, or I guess would be the one, right?
No,
but it's too hard for Mike Tunison.
Yeah.
Because the other options are Davide Ballerini, too hard for him. Harold Tejada, I don't think he's fast enough, right? Sergio Higuita.
No, drop today.
So, don't bet on this because it's a coin flip, but you're not getting 50-50 odds. Like you're taking, no one's in the positive, so don't do it. Well, thanks, Johan. Anything else? Also, I just wanted to note this, the points jersey, Jasper Philipsen, after all this talk about all these fast sprinters, he's already at plus 150 to win the points jersey. Milan 225, Girmay a little bit more respect, 360, and then it drops off fast. So that picture is already clearing up quite quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
We'll talk tomorrow. And
okay, Spencer, thanks.
Hopefully this goes our way.